right, today's gospel reading is from Luke chapter 21, verses 12 through 19. And as always, I'll be doing the explanation according to the Blessed Theophylact, who is an archbishop from the Theophylact region of Bulgaria. Before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into the prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. And this shall prove unto you a witnessing. Settle it therefore in your hearts, not to meditate beforehand what ye shall answer, for it is I who will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to contradict nor resist. And ye shall be betrayed both by parents and kinsfolk, and friends, and brethren, and some of you shall they put to death. And ye shall be hated by all for my name's sake. But there shall not a hair of your head perish. In your patient endurance ye shall gain your souls. Any explanation here? The Lord says, before all these, that is, before all these things that will mark the end of the world and the capture of Jerusalem as well. For as I have said above, the Lord weaves his words concerning the capture of Jerusalem into his words concerning the end. They shall lay their hands on you, my disciples, he says. Indeed, before the capture of the city, the apostles were persecuted and driven out of Jerusalem. This was done by God's providence, so that the terrible calamities would fall only upon the crucifiers of the Lord, while they, the apostles, filled the whole world with the preaching of the gospel. For this, the apostles were brought before kings and rulers, as Paul was brought before Festus and Agrippa and Caesar himself, as you can see in Acts 25 and 26. This happened to them so that they might have the glory of giving testimony. The apostles were simple and unlearned men, therefore, so that they would not be distressed when they would be examined and have to give an accounting before learned men. The Lord says, take no thought beforehand concerning this, for you will receive from me wisdom and eloquence for the situation, so that not even all your adversaries gathered together into one assembly will be able to withstand you, either in wisdom that is in the power of your thoughts, or in unhesitating eloquence. It often happens that one who is wise in reasoning and thought is easily upset when there is turmoil and commotion, and he is thrown into confusion when it is time for him to speak publicly. But the apostles were given the gift of both wisdom and eloquence, and thus the high priest and his kindred were astonished at the sudden wisdom of Peter and John when they learned that before this they were ordinary unlearned men. Likewise, Festus said to Paul, Paul, thou art beside thyself. Much learning doth make thee mad. When the Lord had said these things and removed their fear of being unlearned, he added something that was distressing and sufficient to shake their souls. Ye shall be betrayed by friends and kinsfolk. He foretells this to them so that they will not be overwhelmed when it suddenly occurs. Such a thing bears grievously upon the soul, for as David says, if mine enemy had reviled me, I might have endured it. And further, the man who ate of my bread hath magnified a lifting of heels against me. Having said these things, and also that they shall be hated and some of them put to death, the Lord adds the words of supreme comfort. But there shall not an hair on your head perish. You will be saved, he says, and not destroyed at all, even though it will seem to many that you have been destroyed. You must only endure patiently, and in your patient endurance you shall be able to gain your souls. For the enemy will fall upon you like a spearman to take you prisoner, trying to snatch away your soul by the onslaught of terrible things. But as a ransom give him patience instead of silver, and by this exchange you will gain your soul and not suffer any loss. Give heed to the words. Some of you shall they put to death, and you will understand in them something more profound. They will not put all of you to death. We consist of two parts, soul and body, and of these two parts of you, they will put to death only one, namely your body. But your soul you will gain by your patient endurance. The Lord says the same elsewhere. Fear not which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, as he said in Matthew 10:28.